Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. Good evening. Today is December 17th. It is still in Sag season. Can't talk. Today is actually my sister's birthday, so shout out to Kylia for that. And check out her podcast too. It's called Onella Sky. She has a podcast too. But yeah, today's her birthday, so shout out to her. So I want to do this episode today because it's pretty relevant to my day today and just really what's been going on for me recently. But we'll get into that. So, but yeah, it's titled God's Timing, Angel Numbers, because I want to talk about both of those things. And really something that happened today is what made me think about God's timing. So today it snowed. There was a snowstorm in Boston, and it was pretty heavy, like I didn't really, like when I was looking out the window, I didn't really think it was that bad. When I got outside though, it was pretty bad. And I definitely went out at the right time. And it was definitely a situation of God's timing because, I live in Boston. I live in Massachusetts, right? So every year winters are pretty bad here, or there's a possibility of it being bad, right? So most people have winter coats, gloves, yada, yada, all those good things and shovels. And, I don't have a shovel. And, reality hit today when I was like, oh, let me go wipe my car off. And then I was like, oh, damn, I don't have a shovel. Really, what are you thinking? But God works in mysterious ways because literally, my brother told me, he was like, you might want to clean your car off. And I was like, oh, whatever. I don't feel like going out there in the cold. But I was like, you know what? Let me just go now while it's still sunny out. And I'm glad I did because, like I said, let me reiterate that we are in a snowstorm and I do not have a shovel. And when I came out there, I saw my neighbor that this guy, this black guy, older guy, he lives across the street. He always says hi. We always say small talk, whatever, So he was out there shoveling and he had the machine to I don't know what it's called. Snowplow? No, it's not a snowplow, but it's whatever the one that you can get I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. But it almost sounds like a lawnmower, but it pushes through the snow. So he had one of those. He was clearing out his house and his space. And then I was going up to my car. This is how bad the snow was. I went to the wrong car because I didn't even the cars were covered so high that I couldn't even see that it was my car. So anyway, I went to my car, and when I went to my car, the Spanish kid, well, he was probably my age, maybe a little younger, I don't know, whatever. And he was shoveling. And so I'm just looking at my car. I'm just standing there looking at it what are you going to do? Stare at the snow, let it go down? You literally have no tools to remove the snow. So I asked the guy, I'm like, do you have an extra shovel? He's like, nah. He's like, why don't you ask the black guy because he helped me with the machine and move out his snow. So I was like, all right, cool. So I went down the hill to ask the black guy. He was like, yeah, he has an extra shovel. Because I didn't want to ask him to move move the snow. I just figured I'd preface it with hey, do you have anything I can use to move the snow? So he's like, yeah, he told his son to get me the extra shovel out the garage. So I get the shovel. So I go up the hill. The Spanish guy's like, well, let me help you. I was like, okay, great, neighborly love, And so, I attempted to shovel. It's hard. Let's be clear, okay? Shoveling is hard. So, and I feel like if you're taller, it's a little bit easier. That's just my opinion. So, I'm doing what I can, but Spanish guy's definitely putting in that work, and I'm full on appreciating of that, And so he starts shoveling out the space, like really well on his side. And so then I'm doing my version on my side, and then the black guy comes back and he's like, well, let me help you guys. I'm like, again, not going to object to this. So, they're helping, making my clear out of my car. Pretty smooth transition. This black guy takes it up a notch. She goes, why don't you start your car up, let it warm up, and then you can move it. We clear up the spot. Again, sir, not going to object to this. You know what I mean? Like, God is really putting in this work right now. Like, he knows I did not have any type of means to get out of that space, and I'm glad I did it today, because I didn't wait till tomorrow. It would have been even worse. Low-key, I might go check on it again to make sure that no one, like, the plows didn't come and move the snow back, But anyway, so long story short, these two people, like, literally helped me a lot today. But low-key, it was definitely God's timing, because they were both done shoveling their own cars out and they still helped me. And, they were like, if I had waited any longer, I don't know what I would have done, to be honest. So that's just my little, obviously God's timing works in various ways, but today God's timing was definitely for me in that shoveling situation, because I have somewhere to be in the morning, so that would have been just really bad, really, really bad. I don't know if you can even hear, they're still doing like plowing. I don't even know if the snow stopped. But yeah, God works in mysterious ways, man. Definitely saved my life today. Because I had no desire. Because as soon as I came outside and I seen that, I looked at it, I was like, you know what? Forget it. I don't even care. Like, I ain't about to do all this. And then luckily, I just went to the car and was able to have the conversation with the guy. And from there forward, you heard the story of what happened, right? So, but I did want to talk about God's timing and angel numbers and how those kind of coincide, because I've always talked about spirituality and stuff like that. And definitely God's timing plays a role. Universe, God, divine timing, and angel numbers are definitely important too. Something I started learning about, I would say within the past year or so, as I learned more about spirituality and the universe and how things work, and how, like, before I feel like I would look at it, if I caught the time, like angel numbers like 1010 or 1111 or 1212, whatever, I always just thought, oh, it's just a coincidence. And it is still a coincidence, obviously, right? But it's also something to explore when you see the same numbers over and over again. And for the past couple of weeks, I've been seeing the same angel numbers over and over again, whether it's at night or during the morning. And the two numbers that I've consistently been seeing is definitely 1010 and 1111. So I want to talk about what those mean for angel numbers, and like if you've been having the same experience, something maybe you can explore too. So when it comes to 1111, it's an angel number, and this is the explanation that I was able to get. I'll give two of them that I see. So seeing 1111 is an invitation to wake to experiencing the bigger picture and to start tuning in to the realms of spirit. Take a deep breath, quiet your mind, and focus within to tune into the messages your guides and angels have for you now. And let me see if I can find another one. Sorry. I feel like people... Oh, another one that says angel number 1111 is a special message from your guardian angel that your prayers are about to be answered. The angel numbers are a strong and powerful form of communication to let you know that things are all aligning very nicely. It's a beautiful sign that you're in the flow. So I've been seeing 1111 consistently, like I said, for like the past 2 months or so, I would say, which has been pretty dope, to think about. That's what it means. Like, I'm living in the alignment. I'm like doing what I'm supposed to do, having another form of like a spiritual awakening. So really just more so just I'm on the right path, which is pretty dope to hear, So, if you've been seeing 1111, then you're on the same thing, right? You're on the good path. You're on the right path. So definitely just keep doing what you're doing. So another number that I've been seeing is 1010. So let me read some explanations for that. It says, you are supported and aligning with success, joy, love, and abundance. Stay focused on your spiritual growth and keep calling upon the divine and angels to support you in your life's journey. Another one, angel number 1010, we should not be complacent, but rather active in our actions and thoughts in order to achieve what we know is right for us in our hearts. Be fearless and make the difficult decisions to move forward, while remembering that when we lose things, we also gain something new. Another one, let me see. Sorry. Another one I see is basically staying focused and kind of like the similar to 1111, like staying on the right path. And sorry. Sheesh. Angel number 1010, a message from your guardian angel about independence, virtue, hope, and guidance. So again, it's just seeing the number angel 1010 means that it is a perfect time to practice forgiveness in order to evolve. So definitely about, evolution and evolving and being on the right path. New beginnings, leadership, true potential, creative power. So those are the two angel numbers that I've been seeing, but other people see other ones too. I follow a lot of people on Instagram that definitely believe in that, and they post numbers too. Another one that I always see people see, not me necessarily, is the 2222. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about on this episode. And yeah, I wonder if other people experience the same thing, seeing angel numbers and knowing what that means for you. I feel like when I see stuff like that, it's usually at a time when I need to see it. If I'm stressing out or overthinking something, I get to see those numbers, or I get a message at that time from someone who I'm thinking about, or some form of confirmation to be like, okay, you're on the right path. So it's definitely something to think about and to pay attention to if you're into that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope people are enjoying their day, being safe in the snow. Been working with trying to really align myself to get a good partner so I can be able to, even though I already have merchandise, it's through a website, and I want to do it more not personally, but someone locally that I can actually have shirts and masks and stuff in my car to just sell, from my own self, from my own hands. I have my business cards, but I'm trying to definitely make more, expand my brand if I can. So definitely been putting in work for that, and it's good to see those numbers too, those angel numbers, when I'm thinking about stuff, because usually when I'm thinking about what am I going to do next, or how am I going to make this work, usually that's when I see those numbers. So I would say definitely, if you're someone who sees those numbers, pay attention to that too. I'm gonna see what the message for today is, because I always feel like I always read these little excerpts. I know I shared a couple ones, the prayer one. I'm pretty sure I shared that on the page. Okay, so today's is kind of interesting. It's called Closure. This month brings closure to the year. Reflect on what you have accomplished and tie up any loose ends. Consider your relationships, work, and finances. Do you still need to make need to make amends to a friend or a coworker? Are there any unexpressed or unresolved feelings? Do you want to complete a project or finalize a decision at work? Can you clear up any debts, financial obligations, or leftover paperwork? Perhaps this year a friendship or intimate relationship has ended, or someone you loved has transitioned to the great beyond. Let yourself fully grieve and say goodbye. This allows for a conscious resolution rather than repressing your feelings of loss. When one door closes, another will open. Closure allows you to find a resolution or conclusion. It means finality, that you have accepted people or circumstances exactly as they are, and you are complete with them. There is no unfinished business left unattended, no resentments, no leftover anger, nothing more to say about an issue. You are free to go on to something new. I will identify aspects of my life that require closure and take action to achieve it. This will bring completion to an issue or situation so I can move on with a clean slate. So I feel like that's, even though the angel number is not necessarily meaning closure, but definitely like I was saying, how I was saying about, what did I just read that? You're free to go on to something new. Like, I feel like those numbers that I talked about, 11, 11, 10, 10, those are like confirmation from the angels, like pushing you to keep going because you're on the right path. You're leading yourself to something new. And I feel like even if you don't see those numbers, sometimes you just have like certain things that happen to you that kind of confirm that you're on the right path. And you're in control of your life and your destiny and like what you manifest for yourself. And those numbers also, one thing I read was like, it's reminding you to like be not even careful, but just conscious of like what you say for yourself and what you manifest for yourself, because it does come true, you know? So if you talk negative, you're going to bring negative. You should talk positive. You're going to bring positivity to you. It might not be in the timing that you think that it should, but it comes on time, you know? God's timing is always right. Even when we don't, you know, I think that, don't they say like God doesn't have a sense of time? Like there's no like timing with him. God is just like, when it happens, it happens. And I've been listening to I was rudely interrupted by a phone call. But oh gosh. I hate when stuff like that happens. It throws me off. Because my attention span is already low. Not low, but my memory is not that great, so trying to remember what I was talking about literally 2 minutes ago is pretty hard, unfortunately. And so I was talking about angel numbers and stuff. So yeah, I would say definitely pay attention to stuff like that. You don't have to, but it's something to think about. Be interested to see what other people, what their experiences are. I know I have friends who definitely believe in that and who taught me about it. Gigi did. You heard her on the episode a couple episodes ago. She told me about angel numbers and stuff like that. And so definitely I pay attention to stuff like that, because any type of, for me, when I get like signs from God or like just things that make you think like, okay, yeah, this is the right thing to do, or just those confirmation from, especially usually it comes when at a time for me when I'm already feeling not necessarily uncomfortable, but I'm like, all right, this is unfamiliar territory for me. Am I doing the right thing? You know, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And sometimes when you get that little bit of reassurance, it's like, okay, cool, I can continue moving forward with ease, you know? Because it's easy to say like, have faith, but we're humans. Like, you don't want things to go bad. You don't want to have faith in something that isn't for you. You know, I say sometimes all the time, like, dang, I wish I could get like a text message or something, or some kind of written thing or a voice message from God. Like, all right, this is what you're supposed to do, you know, because it will be like, can give you that reassurance. But at the same time, that's why you have faith, and you make sure that your faith is strong. And even if you don't know what's going to happen, like, you just have faith in yourself. You have faith in God, that if you've been taking this long, you know, on this path for this long, and things have been going right, then, you know, you can't start, you know, overthinking and changing your path now, you know, just keep going. I was going to say is about, I've listened to this podcast of a pastor named Jerry Flowers. I feel like I've mentioned him a long time ago, like couple episodes ago, but he's another one who I would definitely suggest listening to if you're into that. It's not like he's not preaching like so hard, like, oh, you need to do this, but like he kind of does. But I feel like I take it for what it is, and I just take the pieces that apply to me, because he's a younger pastor, but he makes a lot of good points, like he makes a lot of good points, a lot of good things that when I'm listening, I'm like, yep, it resonates with me, and it gives me, even if I don't take all of the word of what he's saying, definitely there are bits and pieces that can be applied to me and help me, again, kind of like, not necessarily, he doesn't discuss angel numbers, but definitely God's timing and what that means. And like, even when it's like, that's God's timing, it doesn't mean the in-between time of you getting to where you need to be, that you're over anxious or you're over questioning or you're not like enjoying the now. You're so anxious about what's to come that you're not enjoying what's going on now. Because low-key, I feel like when you do that, then God is not going to give you what you want or what you're hoping for until you're relaxed, until you're like showing faith and showing gratitude and gratitude for where you are. There's a reason for everything. And like today, even though that's a part of it was on me, right? I should have been, come on, you're living in a snowy state, you don't have a shovel, but at the same time, like, God knew that I need to be somewhere tomorrow, and how that's going to frustrate me, and how that's going to that could potentially mess up my whole day. So it was just the timing to get out there, and like ended up, I already knew that one neighbor, but I was able to connect with two other neighbors today too, from being out there, that I would have probably never came across them or had a conversation with them in any instance, because of just the way things are. I'm working from home, so I really don't even go outside like that anyway. But it was good to be able to see, like, oh, I just seen 444, like I always see those numbers, and even though I don't always know what they mean, I take it as a sign of like things are going good, or I'm doing the right thing. Like, even for doing this episode, like, I feel like really I've been killing it lately, because I said I was going to do one episode a week, but lately I've been really putting in that hustle to try to make it work, to do more episodes. Like, I listen to what people are saying. They want more episodes. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to definitely try to expand my mind, and even doing like this is not something that was planned, but it's something that happened. It clicked in my head, and I was like, oh, it's something I could talk about, so I'll do that, so I hope that you learned something from this, and that it made you think about something, thinking about God's timing, the universe's timing, angel numbers, how all that stuff comes into play, because we as humans, we don't have any real way to communicate, at least in the way that we do, you know what I mean? Like, we communicate verbally or written or some kind of thing that can, is like a text or a phone call or something like that. That's what it is being said, and it helps you to be able to make a decision. But when you're communicating with God, when you communicate with angels, like, you're not picking up the phone and calling God, like, you don't get a text from angels. So it's like, I think it makes you, when you know about stuff like that, it makes you be more in tune with yourself and in tune spiritually, so that you can be able to, quote unquote, communicate as best as you can with God, and be able to receive these confirmations and to continue on to do what you need to do. So yeah, in conclusion, I hope you guys are, being safe. I hope that you guys take some time to think about what I'm talking about. I hope that you are seeing angel numbers, or if you do, like, start thinking about, when you see them, what are you doing exactly when it happens? Are you thinking about making a plan for yourself, or did you just have an important conversation or something like that? It's something to think about when you actually see these numbers too. And I feel like for me, when that happens, it's like, if I'm overthinking something, or I'm trying to plan out something, and then I see an angel number, it's like, all right, cool. Like, this wasn't done in vain or anything. Like, all right, I'm doing the right thing. So it just helps give that little reassurance to keep doing what I'm doing. But, in conclusion, I'm definitely going to keep doing these episodes. Try to create more. Definitely want to get some more interviews. I have some ideas for people that I need to interview coming up. It's just, scheduling it. I hope you guys liked that last interview that I did with Kendra. She was very funny. She was very funny. She reached out to me via email, excuse me, after seeing I was on so I follow this page called Top Black Podcasts on Instagram, and they featured like one of my episodes on their page, and so she saw that, reached out to me that way. So that was kind of cool, so I really hope things like that can keep happening for 2021, because that would be good to just keep doing interviews. I like doing interviews. It's fun. It's not always, I don't mind doing this by myself, but it's definitely cool to have someone else to come in and add their insight, which is really great. So in conclusion, hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys had a good snow day. If you had snow, be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll definitely try to make another episode this coming Sunday too. Because I definitely have another idea. Yep, I do. I have another idea for Sunday, so I'll do that one too. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I got a long weekend because I'm off tomorrow. Hey. I got a personal day I gotta take, I think I talked about that. I started my new job right before COVID. Well, like a little bit before COVID. So with that happening, I never got to use like vacation time or personal days. So they told me I had to use, I don't have to, but it didn't make sense not to use them because they would go to waste and I'm getting paid for them. So I've been taking like Fridays off, which has been pretty dope. I've been having like a couple long weekends. I had 2 at the end of November, and then I had one last week, and I had one to this coming up week, and then next week is Christmas, so I have that week off, that Friday off too. So it's been smooth sailing, baby. But yeah, and then we're going to the new year, and I still got mad vacation time for next year. I haven't touched my vacation time, so I'm definitely going to plan on using that. But anyway, hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm curious to see what are people's plans for New Year's Eve. Also, maybe I'll post that as a question because, COVID. And I feel like things are starting to shut down again. So it'll be interesting to see what people have planned. But yeah, I hope you have a great weekend, and I will check in on Sunday. And as usual, this is your host Chanel, and this is Black Hippie Lounge. Don't forget to meditate, manifest, invest in you, and have a good evening.